And this is a new version of my Leas lift funicular railway. The original was powered by water. Water was poured into tanks underneath the cars, and the weight of the water would send the car down the ramp, at the same time pulling the other car up the ramp. At first they just filled the car up with water at the top of the hill and let it out at the bottom, and this was obviously thought of as very wasteful, so they then pumped the water back up to the top again. In my version, of course, I can't use water. Too many holes in Meccano for that. And so I've used steel balls, 1 inch diameter, and it takes 8 balls to get the car to run down the ramp. So we will start the machine and watch it working. The balls are being lifted to the top one at a time. The motors are controlled by electronic control boards designed for linear actuators. It could be done with relays, but these boards are fun to work with, so that's why I did it that way. When the last ball is raised into the car, a photocell will detect that there are no more balls left, and instead of the lift, the brake motor will be activated. It'll release the brake and the car will run down the hill. Here we go, and there is the car smoothly going down the hill. Now another motor opens the flap at the side of the car, lets the balls out, ready for another journey. I'll now describe all the various mechanisms. The ball gate allows one ball at a time to run down the chute and into the cage of the lift. There are 2 lifts, 1 each side. I did this because you have to send the balls to either car, and to have all that mechanism at the top was difficult, as I found out the last time that I made one of these. And so I opted to have that mechanism at the bottom of the machine and have 2 lifts. So when we start the machine, the gate moves and allows one ball to leave, but it keeps the other ball in place. Okay, that's the gate. The next thing that happens is the ball runs down the ramp and into the cage of the lift. The trigger starts the lift cage going up to the top. And now we can look at the lift itself. Ball comes down into the lift, and as the cage comes down, it operates the flip switch, and that triggers the gate to release another ball. At the top, the cage is tilted down by the pin so that the ball goes into the car. That's all the balls loaded. There is another flip switch here, which is operated by the car coming down. When it's grounded by the car, it does two things. It starts the motor, which releases the balls from the car, and it also starts this linear actuator, which operates this diverter, as we might call it, which decides which lift the balls are going to go into. Obviously, it needs to be the one that's at the top of the shaft. We can show this in operation just by running one of the cars down. There, the diverter is moved to the other position. There's a photo cell which is mounted under the bowl gate. You can just see the wire going to it, and it's positioned so that it looks through one of the holes in the Meccano plate, and the ball is sitting on top of that hole and therefore is blocking the light to the photocell. And when there are no more balls left, the light reaches the photocell, and that's how the machine determines that all the balls have been loaded. And this relay swaps over the power from the gate motor to the brake motor, and that's how the car descends once all the balls have been loaded into the car. This is the brake motor. It just does one revolution, and the chain pulls down on this lever, and that releases the car. When the car comes up the ramp, it just slides over it until it gets to the top, and then it holds the car in position. I think that accounts for all the different mechanisms in the machine. There's another switch here, and that allows you to select either a single operation of the machine or a continuous operation. If we move the switch to the continuous operation, there is a micro switch operated by the same motor as the ball release, and that starts the sequence again. It's just wired in parallel with the start switch. There is a centrifugal governor here with the worm gears as weights, and this helps to slow down the speed of the car as it goes down the ramp. We can see that going just by starting the car down the ramp. This is how the balls are released from the car. While the car's travelling down the ramp, this plate here, which is holding the balls in, is held by this arm, and the wheel, which is riding on the angle girder, that keeps the valve, as we might call it, firmly closed. And now when the car moves further down, this part of the rail is hinged and will drop down and allow the balls to come out of the car, and then they'll travel down these raceways here, which you can see now because I have removed the ticket office. So we'll let the car travel down the ramp. Slowing down on see the balls come out and are loaded back onto the chute. And this is the mechanism that lowers the rail so that the balls can come out of the car. We can just start it like this. That pulls the rail down, back up again, and the micro switch stops it in exactly the right place. Well, that's it for the Leas Lift Funicular Railway. Thanks for watching.